Everybody, we've reached 7 o'clock, and we thank you so much for being with us this morning. I'm Gene Levanchi.
Good to be with you, New England. I'm Ray Vieta, and hey, it's bright outside.
It is. It's good. Yeah.
Expected.
Looks like it's lifting a little bit.
You know, we complain so much, Shiri, so we're grateful for the little things.
Yeah, so the rain is definitely light out there right now. We have a lot of clouds, but maybe you're catching a couple thin spots in the clouds right now. Kind of drizzly up in Nashua. This is actually where we have the best chance for a couple batches of showers coming through, and that would be the Cape, the islands, the South Coast. But now a lot of the heavy stuff is sitting just to your south. We're in the 50s with dry weather in both Boston and in Worcester, and you can see additional rainfall like barely registered. So yeah, we might get a little more for the Cape and the islands, but that's not really alert-worthy rain this morning. In fact, in Boston, I would not be surprised if you see some occasional cracks in the clouds. We're going to keep it a little cooler and cloudier than previous days with highs in the 60s today. And you have to keep in mind, even though we had some morning rain already today, the next widespread rain is coming to town on Saturday. I'll be back to time out that and just a couple afternoon pop-ups for your Friday plans ahead. Let's take a peek at what we've got happening, because we've got this weather pattern that has this area of low pressure, and it is pushing some moisture towards our coastline. Most of the steady rain is missing us to the south, but we do have a couple spots, sprinkles out there this morning. The bus stop forecast, not bad, might be a little drizzly in a couple of spots, so you can opt for a waterproof jacket if you want it. If you don't know where it is, you're going to be fine. Afternoon hours are in the 60s, and although it's short sleeves weather, I'm not promising you a hot day. It's not going to be hot. It's going to be mild today. Highs in the 60s, and I think these upper 60s will require a couple breaks in the clouds, which we could work in during the afternoon as well. Morning hours are the best chance for a few showers out there, primarily far south. And then you'll see during the afternoon, we even have a couple gaps in the clouds, which I like to see as well. Tomorrow morning starting out fine. We're going to be dry Friday morning, partly to mostly cloudy, but during the afternoon, chance for a couple pop-up showers or an isolated thunderstorm. When we talk hit or miss storms, so much more missing than hitting in your Friday forecast. Temperatures tomorrow also going to hit the 70s again, so it's going to be warm and a little muggy out there. This is a look ahead to some of the rainfall that we're forecasting over the weekend. Locally in the Boston area, I'd say about half an inch to an inch of rain, but we get this swath of heavier rain possible either in central or western Massachusetts. So Saturday is the day it's going to rain. Sunday is going to start clearing out. Both days will be in the 60s. You can see best chance for a period of heavier, steadier rain is going to be in the morning hours, but we still have some kind of scattered activity locally with some gaps in the action. I'm hoping that the afternoon ends up dry for many of us with some breaks in the clouds, but you can see even an evening chance for a shower coming through. So it's coming through in a couple waves on Saturday. It's not every second of the day. You can sneak out at times during the day without the umbrellas up, but I've got a weather alert because of those gusty showers and the fact that you're going to have to plan around it and just be weather aware during the day on Saturday. Sunday clears, but if you're itching for the 70s and 80s, you're going to have to wait until next week. Yeah, a little bit of sun getting through the gaps in the clouds this morning. So the weather from your window, it's going to look different depending on where you are. On the Cape, you might be seeing a couple drops, but right now in Boston, we've got a couple thin spots in the clouds. Yes, clouds are definitely out there. It is mostly cloudy and about 58 degrees, but really not a bad start to the day. You can see some gaps in the clouds from Boston to Worcester. We've got a couple sprinkles out there as well, especially for the South Coast, Cape and Island drivers this morning. And that's where we have the best chance now through midday for seeing just a couple more waves of showers. Evening commute looks good to me. I think that we're going to continue with partly to mostly cloudy skies, but dry weather. And then we slide into Friday, which starts out with a little partial sun. Clouds take over, and we've got the chance for some pop-up showers in the afternoon. Coverage limited. I'd say less than half of us get any kind of wet weather tomorrow afternoon, but it's one of those days where you keep the eye to the sky. If you're on the move or coaching some kind of games for your kids, you're going to just want to peek at that Boston 25 weather app and see if there's a storm headed your way. Afternoon today, let's go with 60s. Tomorrow we're back in the 70s, and the next 2 days will actually be a little bit humid. We're not talking tropical humidity, but something you're going to feel in the air. Steadiest rain Saturday expected early in the day. We're going to see some embedded downpours and thunderstorms early on. I'm hoping that the whole middle of the day is dry with some breaks in the clouds, but we've got another wave of showers possible. So the key on Saturday is that we could see a couple rounds of showers come through, even though I'd say dry times probably outweigh the wet ones on Saturday. Sunday comes along, and even though we've got the chance for a wake-up shower, we start clearing out. Temperatures over the weekend are going to top out.
It is not too bad outside.
No.
Sure, not complaining too much.
No, it's not the brightest, but it's also not actively raining in Boston, so
We'll take that. That's a win.
That's a win. We've got temperatures right now in the upper 50s in Boston and Bedford, 55 in Worcester, already 60s in Fitchburg and Lawrence, in Norwood, and in Plymouth. And right now we've got a couple drops from Hyannis to Nantucket to the Vineyard, but overall most of us are dry, and we even have some gaps in the clouds. So best chance now through midday for seeing a few more showers is going to be really far south, and even down here I don't think it's going to be that much. In Boston, we're going to keep it partly to mostly cloudy today. Temperatures aren't going too far, so it's upper 50s now, and we're looking at middle 60s for your warm up this afternoon. So I don't have the warmest day out there. We could see a spot sprinkle in a couple spots between today or a pop-up shower tomorrow, but Saturday's the day that we're watching for our next widespread rain, and I'll be back to time that out for you. Yeah, so we've got mostly cloudy skies hanging over Boston right now. I'm pleased to say there's no rain falling. There's a couple of thin spots in the clouds. 58 in Boston, 55 in Worcester, where maybe it's looking a little bit grayer right now. It's not a bad day. It's just not going to be as bright as some of our past days. We do have a couple showers tracking across the south coast down to the Cape and mostly the islands. That's where we have some of our steadiest rain out there now. There is not much rain in the forecast now through noon. Best chance is going to continue to be the Cape and the islands, the spot seeing it now. That drive home from work at 6 p.m. looks fine to me. It's going to be dry out there, partly to mostly cloudy as we bounce in and out of the clouds both today and tomorrow morning. Let's fast forward to Friday afternoon, right here with a couple hit or miss pop-up thunderstorms in the afternoon. Coverage is small. Best chance is going to be north and west of Boston, but because coverage is so limited, keep your Friday plans. Just keep an eye on the Boston 25 weather app if you're out and about in the afternoon. This afternoon, we're looking at highs in the 60s versus 70s coming back to town tomorrow. So it is going to feel distinctly warmer for your plans tomorrow. Next up on your radar is the weather alert for Saturday. Now, as of right now, it looks like our steadiest rain comes through Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon. We're hoping that we get some breaks in the clouds and some dry times, and then we could see another wave in the evening and overnight, Saturday night into Sunday morning. Sunday morning clears out pretty quickly, and you can see we've got some increasing sunshine, but temperatures over the weekend going to be just a little bit cooler than average, which means 60s for Saturday and Sunday, pick of the weekend, obviously.